So that was a great lead-in because I'm gonna show you some of the things that ChatGPT can do. I can tell you that I didn't vet any of the responses, right? Because it's really not work I'm doing specifically. But what I would say to you is, it's a great beginning. Once you use the tool or the project, make sure you are checking all the details, etc. And that includes even this slideshow. ChatGPT did everything. I didn't do anything. I just told it what I wanted to be done, and it created the whole slideshow. So we're gonna do whatever this is, 8 different things. Show you how to build an inventory for bill of sale, appraisal challenges, comprehensive comp reports, letters to support a price, generating auto emails to clients, reviewing builder contracts, crafting engaging property descriptions, and responding to requests for repairs or building requests for repairs, right? So we're going to start out with an inventory bill of sale. So how many people have ever had to create an inventory from a house, right? You got to go, you got to walk around the house. So instead, what I'm going to do, and I created these in advance, this is my prompt for ChatGPT to create an inventory. So I'm going to take this prompt, I'm going to go to my ChatGPT, I'm going to put this in there, it's going to ask it to create an inventory. Going to drop in the photo that I took of the area.
Jeff, my love.
Was that?
They responded for Jeff, my love.
Oh, and so it's really getting to know me. And I get so jealous.
Wow.
All right, Jeff, let's do this patio justice.
So, and that made, when I first started using ChatGPT, it was a female voice, and that made me change it to a male voice.
Right.
All right. So look what it did. I didn't do this in advance. This is doing it right now. I just want you to know. All I did was put the prompt in. I wrote the prompt in advance. That's the photo I took from the backyard, and I asked it to create an inventory and to project a value for each. Now again, you may not like this value. It might show 3 pillows instead of 1 pillow, right? So there could be a mistake in here. But that's what it'll do in the time frame that I've been talking. In addition, you can then follow up and ask it to put it into a bill of sale with the Las Vegas Sotheby's logo on it, and it'll crank out a bill of sale with signatures, ready line, and everything, right? Yep. Bill of sale, super easy. All right, so let's go. I won't go back just to speed things up. I'll show you what another thing it can do. So a price justification, right? So you're trying to explain to a client, why a price is worthy. So I'm going to put this in here.
Jeff, could you also take a video of a room and send the video?
Yep, it'll look at a video too. So I said I'm a real estate agent in Las Vegas, Nevada. My clients would like to make an offer of $510,000 on 23 Lily Grove. Can you prepare a letter to accompany this offer to the agent to rationalize why it would be a fair price? Use at least 5 available comps. I said that my client was Jonathan Chow. So here it goes. Dear Jonathan, hope you're doing well, blah, blah. So I put it in language, lays out the 5 properties, gives a rationale for why 510 is a fair price. Now again, I wouldn't just send this off without looking at it, but this is a pretty good beginning. You can also, if you have a better comp you want to use, or you don't like a comp, you just go in and say, change this comp, and it'll redo it. You don't have to start from scratch or anything like that. So it will also,
did you include paperwork on the comp,
No.
or you just gave it the address?
in this one, I just gave the address and it selected the comps.
Okay.
But again, you can go in and say, use these 5 comps and give me a rationale.
Right.
Or if you pulled it from, if you did comps and you did the quick CMA form
Right.
as a PDF, you just upload it and say,
Yeah.
use this information.
Yeah, that's what I was
Exactly.
wondering.
Yeah,
if
you
did
can
that.
drop in MLS numbers. You don't even have to write addresses. If you pull down the column and clip out 5 MLS and drop it in, say use these, it'll use these. Okay. So
Is this the free ChatGPT or is this
this
the one that's paid?
you could do this with the free. All this with the free.
But can you upload a picture with the freeze?
You only get 2, I think it said that.
That's
I think you only get two photos and then you have to pay. Or 2 scans of documents and then it's fee-based.
Per month, for forever?
So I paid $20.
No, I
I
think
paid
it's
$20 a month.
$100 every
Yeah, I
Saturday.
paid the $20.
Yeah.
And then you get everything.
Okay, so this is create, I would like to draft an email to a list of clients below. I would like the draft to be done each Monday morning for each person with some nice pleasantries, sign off, etc. If you look at my prompt, it also says, leave room for me to add specifics. Each should feel personal and casual. My names are Tom Marcel, Brandon, Cowrie, Lacey, and Mike Selena. I said, you can make Mike's a bit crude and very sarcastic. So here's Tom's, Brandon's, Kyrie's, of course, is lovely, I'm sure. Lacey's is lovely. I can't wait to see it.
I want to see Mike's. Read Mike's, please.
Says, Mike, it's Monday morning again. I know I'm shocked you are at the very least that your coffee is strong enough to make you for anything that lacked. I wanted to send over a weekly check-in. Here's to a productive, positive week. If you need anything, just message away. Okay, it really wasn't that. Oh no, there's things, right? Yeah, okay, nothing horrible. It was the team version. The point is, you can set this up to give you 5 new emails every Monday morning. You just then can go in, make your changes, and they're ready to send out, right? So, super easy and
I have
clean.
a question, Jeff.
Yes.
So do you like save your prompts somewhere, because you're saying like every Monday morning, are you going in every Monday morning feeding the prompt and getting those, or?
No, if you do this, you can set it up to ChatGPT and say every Monday morning produces, and every Monday morning at 9 a.m. or whenever you say it will send you those prompts. It'll be in your ChatGPT, those prompts. If you, there's another way to do it. It's a little bit more complicated too, and I'll tell you about it in a minute, where it actually will do it for you. But that's something new. Okay, so this is similar. Where's my- Okay, this one says, I am a luxury real estate advisor in Las Vegas, Nevada. I have a listing presentation for the owners of the property at 6133 Stone Rise Street. Using available data, provide a pricing recommendation for their home. Features not in the original listing for this property include built-in spa, fire pit, fully landscaped yard, finished garage, flooring, French doors, blah, blah, blah. The home does not have a pool, large lot, or a view. Square footage is 2,513 feet. Now, I would have picked that up anyway, but. So then it says, here's your appraisal style pricing recommendation. And again, these are the comps it pulled, right? The interpretation, recommended pricing. So this one, quick refer 1325 to 1370 could generate a strong buyer. The one number I gave them was 1375, so this is pretty close. And again, I didn't do this in advance. This is all right this second that it's doing this. So it's a very, in this case, it was very
value
simple.
of 375.
1375.
And that just came.
That one
from
came
that?
at 13.
Three.
Yeah, so pretty close, right? I mean, it's in a way, it's probably Zillow-esque because it's using that available data. That's why you got to put your own professional. That's the point. But again, this lays out. Then it's giving me key talking points. So if I'm going for this listing presentation, I have these little notes here, the key talking points that I might use and be prepared for if I'm going into that presentation, right? So it's kind of cool. It does that. All right, property descriptions I'm going to skip, but you know it does property descriptions very easy. In this case, you can set up a former listing. Just send up the the MLS, the whole listing sheet and everything, and said write me out a new property description, and it'll do that. So review of builder contract. So this idea came from Aaron. So in this case, it said, let's say how many of you deal with new builds, right? So they send you over this giant contract. In this case, I think it was, how many was it? 1,000 pages or something?
No.
It was sick. Oh, something else was 1,000
It
pages.
was in our contract, and we had gone back and forth. They're like, you must sign tonight though if we do this, and it was at 10:30 at night. And of course, my buyers had some specific questions, and I was like, crap, I don't want to look through this contract at 10:30. And I thought this, so Jeff.
Right. So, so again, in this case, I'm adding in, there's the builder's contract. I've asked it to, I'm representing the buyer in this real estate transaction with the builder. Please review the builder's contract and identify any abnormalities, red flag issues, or just general issues, items I should be discussing with my client. So he gave me the builder's contract. So again, I don't know how many pages this is, it'll tell us.
The one I
in a second.
gave you was a TriPoint, it's 167 pages.
So this is 167 pages long. I put it in just now, right? Just now. So There it goes.
Jeff,
Maybe.
my love. Oh.
What's that?
Jeff,
Said
my
Jeff, my
love.
love. Oh, I didn't say that.
So,
He's being professional.
what does it say?
Yes.
PDF to give it confirm it's a full file.
Big day.
Oh, you know what, they might have it locked down because it's a DocuSign file.
I know, but I thought that I had it, cause I did practice, I did run these through, let's see. The point is, it's going to, if we can get it, it's going to look at this 165-page document, it's gonna look for any abnormalities or things that wouldn't make sense if you were looking at it.
Or like you said, one-sided items that.
Yeah.
Hey, Jeff.
There it goes.
One thing, if you put in the repair request, to put in the full,
Yep,
inspection.
so that's another one, that'd be my last one, so I'll skip this because I'm sorry, I don't know why it's not doing that, but.
But it does work.
It does work, so you put the entire document in, even a PDF, and it will scan the whole PDF, read it, and give you that
Aaron,
information.
what was the results when you did it?
Well, so when I did it, I knew that there were 4 things that we had talked about that they wanted to see where it was in the contract. And so I went in, when I did it, I just told ChatGPT, I said, let me know what pages it covers X, Y, Z. It was the lending, there was a lending contingency, and whatever else it was.
So basically-
So I said, let me know where these things are addressed in there, and it immediately, within a second, told me page such and such, page such and such, page such and such, and I knew, you know, I've worked with Lennar a lot, I knew what their policy is and what's in the contract, I just needed to know how to get there quickly to say, this is where you're covered.
So it basically took 160 plus pages and told you, look at these.
With that one, I think it was like an 80-page contract, but yeah,
But yeah,
took those 80, and within 1 second, it told me this page, this page, this
Okay,
page,
cool.
so that and I looked like a master to them on the phone, because they said, if you look at this section, this section, this section, they're like, great, they signed, and then we went to bed.
So this is, this is,
Not together.
Right.
this was Mike, your question, right? So I said, review the attached home inspection report, focus on items that have a little greenhouse, that happens to be this company uses a little greenhouse to show repairs, which are recommended for follow-up. Create a request for repairs related to the item number in the report, place it on a Nevada request for repairs addendum. In addition, create a list of all repairs requested at an estimated cost for each. So how many of you had to do that? Like, look at a repair, I wonder how much it would cost to get that fixed, I wonder how much, right? So this is actually, this document is quite long.
Has anybody used that for values, or are they finding that that's accurate?
Yeah.
Michael, yeah?
Yeah, it was pretty close, I used it twice.
Okay.
It was actually pretty close, but it listed almost everything, so you just kind of deny some stuff out, but the cost wise, yeah, everything was pretty much in there. Now, I tried to upload the actual repair request from the MLS to see if it would use that document and put it on there, but it did not do that.
Wow.
So it gives it to you, but it won't put it on our doc.
I couldn't get it on the document.
Yeah, I mean, it does, but let me just see why it didn't do that, because it did do that.
Yeah. That's what I've always done, I didn't know you could actually put it on the form.
So when do we discuss how heavy we should be relying on AI?
That's actually, I was just mentioning before you got here that Shane put out a video on that. We'll be watching it next week, because at the end of the day, it is still our responsibility. It's just like if you use the TCs to input a listing, it's your responsibility to make sure it's correct. Same thing there. And what he is saying is they're finding out quite often their discrepancies. It's citing law that's not law. It's citing case study that didn't exist in any of the states. So you have to be real careful. Just because it's there doesn't mean, you know, it is if you misrepresent something, then you still have code of ethics violations. I will tell you that, you know, in 2025, the legislature, the code of ethics changed more this year than it has in years. And so, you know, depending on if it's using the updates, you know, the code of ethics or something it states, but they're wrong in it. So make sure that you've got a copy of the code of ethics so that if you're stating this, that it's correct. Because at the end of the day, this is your signatures on this.
But I'd much rather spend an hour editing some document like that than looking through a whole
Exactly.
In
CC&R.
2 hours compiling everything to.
Right.
Yeah.
I will say, just a heads up, like on listing copy, I have seen it like hallucinate, basically, but that's when it makes an error and it adds something, it's like, oh, it's a luxury listing, and we were trying to pull like shortened copy, I think it was, and it said it was Thermador appliances, I'm like, yes, those are luxury, but they don't
Right.
I'm like, where did you pull that? So that's where you have to like double check and be like, whoa, okay, pump the brakes. So, that's just, I think it's more on the creative writing side. I don't think when you have documents, it's a little bit more, straightforward.
Sorry, I don't know why it's not, of course, when I'm trying to do this, but on the request for repairs, it will go through your entire document, which I think in this case, it was like 140 pages, it was quite long, all the photos. It will create a request for repairs, it'll say, item 2.23, requested blah, 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 it'll put that in there, and then it'll give you a cost of repairs on a separate sheet. And again, if you wanted to translate it directly to the Nevada request for repair form, it will drop it in there as well. I know unless there are some problems.
Well, so do you have to upload that form for it?
No, it pulls the form.
So Michael said he couldn't do it, were you?
I have done it, yeah, so I'm not sure why I can't get it to do it right this second, but
ChatGPT is not good with numbers.
sometimes
she
it,
said, and they're-
it doesn't want to be nice to me. Even though it tries to be
Yeah,
nice to
you
me.
wrote them down.
Yeah, see it
She said
says,
they'll just make
see where it
stuff
says
up.
Nevada
That
request for
number
repair and then
crazy.
in draft text, so there's,
So you can
So you can
just
just
copy
copy
and
it,
paste it.
paste it.
Right.
Yeah.
but it can put it directly on, a similar form, just like, create a bill of sale, it'll put it directly on a form. So just one last thing, so there is this new ChatGPT feature called ChatGPT Atlas, has anybody heard about it? So Atlas is like Google, right? It's like ChatGPT's Google, right? So when I'm here and I'm on this ChatGPT, I can see, here's my PowerPoint. I can go on and say, change color to more red in the it's not PowerPoint, but, and let's see. So in this case, what it does, if it works, it will actually take control of my Google and go in and actually do the work. Now, this is not regular ChatGPT, and there are some risks about that because, of course, I have to give it access to my Google account. So I just gave ChatGPT access to Google. But it'll do anything, and I discovered the other day it'll actually go into Close also and work within Close and pull data out of Close too. So you'll see it'll work through this. It'll even tell you what it's doing. The user wants more red color scheme in Google Slides, but it's unclear if they mean to update the entire, But it's going along. It sort of talks to itself sometimes and does the work. Sometimes it stops and asks you a question. But yeah, let's see. So it changed it to red. Anyway, that's a little bit crazier Atlas, but the Atlas part will actually do things for you. So you could set it up, those Monday morning emails. If you got to a point where you were very confident in what it was producing, you could have it just automatically send those emails. It would just automatically produce it through ChatGPT, go into your email account, and send your emails, right? So it has a lot more robust ability than just ChatGPT.
And that one, you pay for that one?
Well, right now this is in beta, so no one's paying for it. They just want you to try it out. They want idiots like me who will let you go into their whole world. But you can see how it's just changing the color on its own, and you can stop it at any point. So anyway, that's all I have. There's just so much more that it's able to do in our business, I think. But there's all these cautions that go along with it. You do have to be careful. It does make stuff up, and it does talk nice to you. It wants to please you. That's true with all ChatGPT. It wants to please you. It'll never say no. It'll never say I don't know. It'll always give you an answer, which is not good.
Even if the answer is fake.
Even if the answer is fake, right? All right, thanks.
Beautiful.